Alright folks, welcome back to another video right here on Jason's Wrestling channel. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about Extreme Championship Wrestling. That was a very big promotion back in the 90s. And you might recognize some of the talent that came out of there, like Rob Van Dam, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, and the Sandman. Chris Jericho was there at one time before he went to WCW. Dean Malenko. And the names go on and on. So they were like the most violent wrestling promotion back in the 90s. They start the table was burning. They start throwing people through tables that were on fire. The Dudley Boys were big on putting people through tables. That's where that came from. And a lot of the things that you see in the ring in these hardcore matches today came from ECW. Like when Mick Foley fell off the top of the cage, that's something that would have happened in ECW. I remember a time the fans were in the audience and they were throwing chairs in the ring at these wrestlers. Go back on YouTube and watch it. Paul Heyman was a genius, and ECW was on its way of becoming one of the greatest wrestling promotions of all time, until it got to a point to where he couldn't afford to keep it open. The wrestlers did not want ECW to go away. He couldn't afford to pay his talent because he was going through hard times. The wrestlers that were in ECW at that time continued to wrestle even without pay because they loved ECW so much. They did not want that promotion to go away. So finally, Paulie decided to call it quits, and it was the end of ECW. Vince McMahon bought the rights to ECW, and then a week later, World Championship Wrestling, known as WCW, closed down. And so, for quite a few years, we've been without Extreme Championship Wrestling and WCW. Now, Vince McMahon tried to bring back ECW a few years ago, but it wasn't like the original ECW, and the fans really didn't like it too much. So it failed. Because towards the end, it was more like a WWE show. Because they didn't have an arena like they had. They tried to make it look like ECW in the beginning, but they didn't have too many hardcore matches. It was awful. If they would have done it right, I think ECW would have been back on where it belonged. Instead, they replaced ECW with NXT. But I really do believe that if they would have gave ECW a chance and they let Paul Heyman run it instead of having Vince McMahon running it, ECW would have been a success. It would have been right back on your TV, and it would have been hardcore again. But instead, Vince McMahon wanted to ruin it for everyone, and he created NXT. I mean, NXT is good, but it's not ECW. Now, the ECW arena is now called the 500 Arena. And it was a bingo hall. That's where they used to have all the ECW matches. It was a small building. in Philadelphia. They had some of the rowdiest wrestling crowds there. The ECW fans had to line up in the street just to get tickets just to go to the show. But it was awesome. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like karaoke, subscribe to Flash Gordon Karaoke. Thank you for watching.